Let me give you a quick tour of the place. We've got a ton of trampolines in here, and I want to kind of show you guys what we've got. So over here, this is the Sky Slam zone. So basically, you've got basketball hoops, and you can come over and jump. And let's see how much of a disaster this is going to be. Yep, complete disaster. There are still several precautions that restaurants are going to have to take before they can reopen and get customers back in. The Baldwin County Health Department, they're going to come in and reassess the situation and make sure everything is up to par. Going to give me a push. We're going to see how this goes. Yay! Live in Macon, guys. Claire Davis, 13 WMAZ, Eyewitness News. Woo! If you're up, you're getting ready to start your day, make sure you bundle up because it is chilly. I even left my gloves back at the station, and I'm regretting that choice right now. Behind me had a shattered front door from the bullets flying through the home. There were about 15 bullet holes inside, and actually people were in the house when the gunfire erupted, but the good news is that no one was injured. Earlwood Drive in Dublin saw plenty of rain Friday morning.
As you drop down the hill, as you noticed when you came up, that's real low there. Sometimes that gets waist deep. And then as you curve around the corner, there's another pond and a house on the corner there. When it overflows, it floods the street, and about a 4-wheel drive, you're not going to get through it.
But that wasn't the case this time for John and Jenny Adams. They've lived in Dublin for 20 years and say they've seen serious storms and flooding in their neighborhood.
We were watching the models and the predictions, and as it showed it was going right through the middle of Orange County, we just grabbed everything that could go and drug it in here, just in the middle of the night, and battened down everything. And as you can see, there's some pretty good sized limbs down. Luckily, they haven't hit any of the vehicles in the house.
But aside from some soggy horses, the Adamses say they're pleasantly surprised by the results of Hermine.
We got lots of water. John went out last night and got all these jugs, and we filled them all up. And I filled the bathtub up a little bit so I could flush my toilet. And lantern, stove.
Yeah, I broke out my
camping gear.
We've seen worse.
But they say it's better to be safe than sorry. In Dublin, Claire Davis, 13 WMAZ, Eyewitness News.
I was pregnant with her, and he first started buying her some stuff. It was all camouflage stuff. Daddy's girl camouflage. He was happy.
Chelsea Clark is still struggling to put the pieces back together after her fiancé, Officer Tim Smith, was shot and killed late Saturday night.
It don't really hit until in the morning times when I'm so used to seeing him outside his car, or him coming in there and playing with her.
Smith worked at the Eastman Police Department for 5 years, but Clark says she never expected to get the call saying he was shot.
I didn't think we had to worry about that. I mean, you got people here that do crazy things, but you didn't ever think this was going to happen.
Clark calls him a loving father who leaves 2 sons and a 5-month-old baby girl behind.
He wanted to make sure that his kids knew at all times that he loved them, and he was crazy. That was his number one thing, was his kids.
The couple started dating in 2014, and 5 months ago, he popped the question.
We're trying to wait until we got on our feet better. I just got a promotion at work, so we wanted to get caught up on bills to be able to, because he didn't want to have no small wedding at a courthouse or nothing. He wanted to make sure I had the wedding of my dreams.
And she says her guy will be missed by so many. In Eastman, Claire Davis, 13 WMAZ, Eyewitness News. Sam McPhee walks out his front door in Macon at 6 a.m. every day.
Well, I work for Batson Construction, which is headquartered in Atlanta, and I'm Vice President of Business Development for their healthcare division.
He makes the 192-mile round-trip journey Monday through Friday from Macon to Atlanta.
It's about an hour 25 to an hour 35-minute door-to-door commute, and I've been doing it since early May.
He says the traffic...
State Route 54, 6 miles ahead, all lanes blocked, great.
It's like clockwork.
It takes me almost to the minute, an hour to get to 285 on the south end.
In 2007, the Georgia Department of Transportation completed a study on a commuter rail to connect Macon to Atlanta. The estimated cost was nearly $400 million to build. GDOT says for now they don't have a source to fund a new study, which they say is required before any discussions on a new rail system. But McPhee says the transportation line could be useful.
I would say that for some people that want to get work done for their commute to Atlanta, that would be very helpful. And they could do that on a train, they could do it on a bus, they could do it if they were doing ride sharing.
But for him,
I have to have my car when I'm at my job because I'll be going to and from job sites or to prospects, clients.
Trying to do now is to continue to push an alternative form of transportation so that we don't rely exclusively on the interstate highway system between second-tier cities in Atlanta.
Macon-Bibb Mayor Robert Rickert says he's in early discussions with the governor's office and other mayors along the I-75 corridor. The first step,
We're trying to get the state of Georgia to identify a project manager.
but where would the money come from to get the rail up and running?
Federal grants, exactly right, to get a lot of the initial cost.
Rickert says they're also talking about other sources of funding, particularly for upkeep.
Is there a way to have local money in the system? I don't know. Well, how would you do that? Well, what if we had a tax allocation district around the station or stop in each community?
He says there's one route he wants to see the rail travel through.
On the west side of I-75 and runs through Forsyth and Barnesville and Griffin and Hampton, and that's the one that we are suggesting. I think we'd be smart to plan for the future starting tomorrow.
And I think anybody who does this for a while, they have to really love their job and love the people that they're working with.
New at 11, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office Facebook page says a deputy was injured after he was struck by a drunk driver. It happened around 2:30 this morning when Corporal Timothy Campfield was helping move a car out of the road on I-75 North. The Facebook post says it happened near the I-75, I-475 split when Campfield was pushing a car out of the roadway. Welcome back. Right now, a man is behind bars and a family without their two loved ones after a train accident in 2012. But a Warner Robins woman is keeping their memory alive with her handiwork. Cassandra Ortiz spent the day with Pamela Patton, who hopes to be a sign to others to pay closer attention. Stole a pickup truck from O'Reilly's Auto Parts on Pionona Avenue. That happened around 5:30 p.m. yesterday. Police say the pair were able to take the truck after the owner left the keys inside the vehicle while he went inside. Deputies arrested the duo minutes later near the Advanced Auto Parts on Pionona. Now, during their investigation, deputies discovered the two teens were also involved in a residential burglary on Hurd Avenue. That happened around 3 o'clock.